So we're going to make some Halloween stress balls or squishies, depending on what you want to call them. These are our pumpkin squishies and our ghost squishies, and they're super easy to make. You will need some simple materials, and then I'll show you how to do it. Let's take a look. Now, whilst I'm making this, I'm obviously going to talk a little bit about the craft. But I also get on with it so we can actually talk and make at the same time. So I'm going to first create this sort of funnel. Actually, it helps in a way if you can tape it down, but I don't have any tape handy. So get a funnel and start by pouring your flour into your funnel. Now, the thing I wanted to talk about is that I've had a few of you say that their squishy ball has ripped and then they've had flour all over their bedroom or kitchen or whatever, and you know that does actually happen. It's happened to us as well, but it doesn't happen to me. It doesn't happen too often. I think it's to do with the quality of your balloon. So if you've got a cheap balloon, I'm afraid to say it's going to be more likely that you're going to have it's going to burst and it's going to make a mess. So do try and get a good quality balloon, and it will make all the difference. Now my hole down here isn't quite big enough, so I'm going to cut it open. Get my funnel going. If you've got a proper funnel, even better. Get one out of the kitchen. But I think this should do. The other thing you can do if you worry about your balloon bursting is you could at the end add a second balloon over the first one. But I have to say, I prefer one balloon because then the texture of your stress ball is much nicer. So I've got quite a full bottle here. The reason I did mine quite full, it goes to about here, is because I've actually got slightly bigger balloons this time and I do want them to be full. So now you've got the flour in your bottle. The next thing you do is you take your balloon, and excuse me if I go off screen, give it a little blow. Right, so you blow it up a little bit. Now whilst you're holding it, this is the tricky bit, you have to carefully get it over the top, right, like so. Make sure it's on properly, and then you basically shake the bottle. Sometimes it helps if you give it like a little squidge. There we go. Now, this is the tricky bit. Hey, I've done this before. If you take this off, oopsie, and let the air out too quickly, all the flour will go, so don't do that. So very gently, whilst you're holding your balloon, let the air out. And the closer you get to the end, the more likely the flour is going to pop out, and you really, really don't want that. Oh, there you go, it's already coming out a little bit. I'm trying to get as much air out as possible. Oh, I might let a little bit of the flour out, just so, in the name of being nice and tight. It's okay. Now I'm going to give it a little knot, like so, and lovely. Now what's really interesting about these is after like a couple of hours, I actually find them much squidgy. At the beginning they're a bit sort of, I don't know, balloony, and then the squidginess sort of seems to come later. Okay, so now I'm going to get some wool. Just cut some pieces like so. This is going to be like the green bit on top of your jack-o'-lantern. Then I'm going to get another piece, tie it in the middle. Give it a little knot. Tie it round the base. And then trim. There we go. And then it's time to just draw your face. So Oh, I've got flour all over my pens. So get this nice and clean and then draw your face. I'm going to do a circle. That's quite a big eye, isn't it? But that's okay. And then a mouth. Now, do let your marker pens dry because otherwise they will smudge. So give it a few minutes before you start playing. And there you go. Isn't that simple? Love it. Now I'm going to go off and make the other ones. I'm going to make a ghost. And I'm going to make some more pumpkins. And then obviously you always get to see them at the beginning of the videos. And remember, with a ghost, the only difference is that instead of having the hair at the top, you kind of leave the knobbly bit at the bottom for a little of a ghosty shape. And that is it. Now remember, like, comment, subscribe, and of course we'll see you here again soon.